identify your skills and your strengths. And you can tell them that they can reference their animal if they want, because there's also a list of strengths and their animals in the personality test. Or you can ask them, what makes your brand different? When you know what makes you different, you can project your uniqueness with confidence. Your strengths are assets that help you promote your capabilities. So what are some words that you would use to describe yourself? What are things that you do well? What are your unique skills, strengths, and attributes? Once they're done with the 4 different quadrants, then they can have a little fun and actually create their own logo and tagline, whatever they feel represents them, whatever they feel like is a good life tagline for themselves. Give them a few minutes to draw something. And then depending on the feel of the class, you can either ask them to pair off, or if you feel like people would be open to share, then you could actually ask just the class to share one at a time. And the lesson plan just says have them pair off and share their brands with each other and how they came up with that. And then if you have time, you can also ask a couple people to come up and share as well. Does anybody want to share?
Just the picture, or?
Wait, what are we sharing?
Share your brand.
Oh, I don't have a
I chose emoji.
Sure. Tell us about your brand. What's your vision?
A vision is to make sure that everyone is happy at one point in their life.
Okay. And then what are some of the specific goals to accomplish your vision?
Make sure that everyone is actually at least healthy in order to achieve that happiness and doing something that they love.
And what?
And to make sure that they're doing something that they love.
Okay. Good. And then what are your values?
My values: diversity, experience, leadership, spontaneous, and reinforcedness.
Great. And what are your strengths that are going to help you achieve your mission?
Goal-orientated, risk-taker, self-starter, and efficient.
And how about, did you create a logo?
It was just an emoji. I didn't know
What
it was.
emoji is it?
It's the one that smiles a lot.
Nice. Good. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to share?
I think a community facilitator ought to share.
Yes.
Like maybe Simon.
Sure. So my vision is to inspire wonder, compassion, and community through art. The mission be to inspire others to do good, provide a voice for marginalized communities, use writing and music to create provocative discussion. The values I chose were love, compassion, altruism, justice, and creativity. And the strengths I chose are determination, a vision, leadership, creativity, take initiative.
That's great. Do you have
How-
a logo?
yeah.
Or a tagline?
I guess we use my band's logo.
But creativity is one of your values.
I haven't had a chance to.
Okay, yeah.
to
You can have a
read.
little more time to create one. Thank you for sharing. That's a really good example. So after you've had time to share, whether it's in groups or out loud, the takeaway, and again, feel free to put this in your own words, but great job in creating your personal brand. The reality is that there's a clear connection between your personal view of yourself, what you just wrote on this paper, and the personal view others have of you, which is your brand, what you personify to people, and the outcomes you experience in life. The key is to manage this equation so that you are projecting outwardly the you know you are, and the you want to become. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anybody have any questions?
So that's kind of like a question thing. I was thinking like if for students to start with the value and strength, it might be easier for them, that would might be able to lead them then to the value, the vision and mission.
Okay.
Instead of what's your vision and mission at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Everybody, it'll be kind of, it will take a long time, but if you start them off with what your value is, the sheet that's there for them to, reference to, and it might be a little bit easier.
So, do you think that, are we gonna reprint these,
Yeah.
the final?
Email it and get one to each class.
Okay.
Each group, each small team.
Okay, yeah, I think, Kelowna had the same suggestion too, so we could, does that, you think, does everybody think that's helpful to start with values and strengths first? Yeah. Okay, so we'll switch it up where you can start with maybe, values, strengths, and then vision, mission. And mission will be like the actual goals that they take away from it.
So I guess the point is that we will give you guys an updated facilitator's guide. Okay? Yeah. And I didn't get your name.
My name's Chloe. Chloe.
Chloe, you had some suggestions too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So under mission, because I kind of got confused between vision and mission. I think we should have like action, like a definition maybe of what those are. 'Cause they kind of meld into one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the questions that are actually in your
Oh,
facilitator
okay.
guide have the specific questions. Again, so either we can include it on the paper, but I think that'll crowd it a little bit, or you guys can write them on the whiteboard. Or if it's helpful, we can put them in the PowerPoint so that they're up on the screen.
So I think we pretty much heard loud and clear that we need better clarification on the vision and the mission piece, right? Some way to clarify that.
Yeah, put it in the PowerPoint. Yeah.
So during, I heard previously, like, when going through the slides, emphasize what are the different brands, mission, vision, values, et cetera, but then
I don't
I'm
want
here
to go
also.
over that too much.
Okay.
It will actually take a long time to do that. 'Cause
So then add it as a separate slide.
Yeah, I think we can, we'll add vision, mission.
So
we'll
maybe
add-
we do that part offline. You know, we'll take your suggestions and we'll figure it out and incorporate your ideas.
Okay.
So, Melanie, do you have more about this activity or is that?
No, that's all.
Okay, so maybe at this point, we have 10 minutes left before the end of the training. I just wanted to make sure, you know, you guys are here and some of our facilitators are not here. So I want to make sure your questions are answered because I don't want anyone leaving here feeling like, you know, kind of confused. So I want to take this time to open up for questions. Jack.
Mel, on the conclusion of your activity, what is the takeaway that you want the students to have?
So the question is, what is the takeaway that we want the students to have?
Yeah, so the purpose again, like, so the objective of creating the brand is to help them identify their goals, their strengths, so that they can outwardly project it, because that's what a brand is, right? Perceptions of what people think of you. So the purpose, like the takeaway says, is that when you recognize the you are, the you want to be, and you're able to, you know, put it on paper and acknowledge that, then you're able to project it outwardly, so that the person you are and you want to be, people will also buy into that and see that because you're projecting it outwards. So it's being consistent in what you're projecting outwards with your brand.
So would it be good to tell the students what your objective is, the why behind what they're doing?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do in the beginning.
So Jack just made a point, you know, he asked, is it important to tell the